I am undoubtedly your host, Locum23. You're joining me for Royal Masquerade Chapter 17, Unity. It's your first night in the palace. After retiring to your bed with Hunter, Renza has appeared with her assassin. She plunges her dagger in your chest. Goodbye, Julia Rosario. As the dagger slides in, your mind races back to the start of the royal ball earlier that day. I can hardly believe it. After everything, I'm queen. Which officially makes me a princess. Suddenly, Hunter rushes across the ballroom to join you. Your Majesty, I need you to come with me. It's urgent. Should we find Caden? He's already waiting. Follow Hunter outside. He checks that no one else has fallen. There's then two whistles, short bursts, sound, and Caden steps out from behind a nearby hedge, accompanied by... Good evening, Your Majesty. What are you doing here? Obust is my spy within House Vescovi. He is the one who informed us of Lord Cyrus's lockbox. Obert is your spy? I'm not surprised. No? The spy was clearly a member of House Vescovi who knew about Cyrus's party on the night we infiltrated, and frankly, you always spoke too well for the fool you pretend to be. I will take that as a compliment. My true loyalty is and has always been to the crown. First, Lord Hunter, now you, Your Majesty. Howard bows respectfully. To think there was some honor left in House Vescovi after all. Wait, why are you telling me this? I had thought it was safest for me not to know who you were. Keeping his true intentions a secret allowed you to react to him more naturally. Now I'm afraid it no longer matters. I have just delivered what I believe will be my last report. Renza is planning an attack on you and the palace guard. Tonight. And you came to learn of this how? Renza has recruited House Vescovi to aid the assault. Her aim is to keep it from looking like an assassination. She likely believes that multiple noble houses working together will lend its credence in the eyes of the public. Regardless, your life is now in danger. We must double the guard. Or remove it entirely. I trust there's a strategy hidden in that suggestion. That we stop playing defense and take the advantage Osbert has given us. I say we use the opportunity to stop Renza Ferrero once and for all. Renza's sudden expression of surprise brings you back to the present. Huh? She stabs the dagger in and out of what she thinks is your chest beneath the cover. Caden's barrier catches the blade, keeping its tip from reaching you with each stab. How is that possible? The crown shield is... Caden steps out, the shadows behind the door. Right here. That means you knew. Now. Hunter leaps to his feet as the door to your room bursts open, revealing Teapot, Sunshine, and Frisk, their weapons drawn. Hello! Thank you, Teapot, but I believe our queen now is enough. You're gonna regret threatening her highness, lady. You're gonna regret it real bad. Renza. What was that about you being one step ahead? It's over, surrender peacefully. Prepare to meet your fate. Renza stumbles back from your bed and looks to her assassin. We're leaving now. Assassin takes Renza forcefully by the hand and rushes for the door. Not so fast. Hunter swiftly draws his sword and swings at the assassin. The armored man parries the blow and escapes the bedroom with Renza. As you move to chase, 3 Vescovi guards rush in. Okay, question. Why the hell were Teapot, Sunshine, and Frisk not at the door? They were literally standing there. Now's our chance, kill them all! Julia, go after Renza. The rest of us will cover you. Okay, we're counting on you. Ah! Vescovi warrior swings a heavy blade towards your neck. Teapot deflects the strike with the side of his blade, then punches up into the attacker's jaw beneath the helmet, sending him backwards to the floor. Ha ha! Oh, chiefs told me throughout the years I've been waiting for the excuse to beat some Vescovi ass. A second wave of Vescovi warriors charge the room with spears. And maybe so, but Luke thinks there's a significant amount of ass joining us here tonight. Sunshine, I don't normally approve of this sort of thing, but perhaps just for this one. Frisk pulls a flask of ale from his belt, tosses it to Sunshine. She drinks the whole thing down in a single gulp. You guys team up on the little guy. Let all the others have fun! Ah! Let's go. Rinza can't have gotten far. This ends tonight. You and Hunter race after Rinza and the assassin past the hallway and into the ballroom. Something tells me it's her father. There she is. Headed for the stairs, this way. You rush across the floor, only to be stopped at the base of the stairs by Lifric and Uspert, both stand with weapons drawn. Well, yes, Uspert. Renda will pay a fine puss for this little murder. I've been waiting to do this for a long time. As have I, my good man. Osbert slowly circles around to your side, moving the tip of his blade to Lifric's Adam's apple. What is the meaning of this traitor? I am your queen. The traitor is you. Osbert, give him a traitor's death, as my queen commands. I will not be defeated so easily. Osbert effortlessly slides his rapier through the man's throat and wipes it clean with a handkerchief. Thank you for your courage and loyalty, Osbert. It will not be forgotten. We should move. I like how you're naked running through this palace right now. Dash across the ballroom to the balcony staircase, whence a silhouette flashes across the corner past the step as you and Hunter race to catch her. Just as you step onto the balcony, the assassin's blade slashes at you savagely from behind the entryway. Julie, look out! Hunter shoves you forward to safety, taking the strike across his back. Ah! Hunter. Heroic but pointless. It won't save her in the end. Kill them. Kill them both! The assassin and Hunter begin to circle each other, you and Rinza swords drawn. Hunter, tear him apart. Hunter straightens his arm, extends his sword tip to the assassin's chest. You have no idea what Kendra meant to me. She was like a mother, and you slayed her in cold blood. For that, there can be no forgiveness, no mercy. Take your vengeance if you can. Hunter lunges towards the assassin. To your surprise, the man doesn't move to dodge or deflect. When Hunter pulls back the blade, the assassin stands unharmed. It's his armor. My turn. The assassin leaps deftly to one side and unleashes a furious strikes against Hunter. Some he parries, some he avoids, others he doesn't. Bloodied from what seems like 100 cuts, Hunter stumbles backward but does not fall. I will not lose to you. Crying out in rage, Hunter leaps forward and counterattack, expertly launching his blade at the joints in his opponent's armor. You watch in horror as nothing penetrates. You killed the last queen. You will kill this one as well. Fighting me will change nothing, except her fate and yours. Fate is not yours to decide. Hunter places both hands on the haft of his blade, jabs it forward with all the might he can muster. The assassin strikes Hunter's blade with his own, breaking the sword in half. Hunter is defenseless. As the assassin steps forward to deliver the killing blow, you rush into action, grabbing the tip of the Hunter's broken sword and thrusting it like a dagger towards the assassin's neck. Stay away from Hunter! The assassin catches your wrist, the blade in your hand, mere inches from what looks like to be the softer cloth around the man's neck. His grip tightens as he addresses Hunter. If you don't want to see us suffer, I'll permit you to die first. But for that you will have to kneel. Hunter, no. Hunter's knees begin to bend. As they do, you notice him reaching behind his waist for something hidden in his undergarments. The obsidian waitstone? That's the Beaumont House charm. He said kneel. I kneel. Just before Hunter's knee touches the ground, he slides the remaining half of his broken blade across the waitstone, magically honing the jagged steel into an impossibly sharp edge. For none but my queen! Hunter stabs the broken blade below the assassin's ribs, slicing through the thickest plates of his armor. His grip falls away from your wrist. The assassin exhales a pained breath and slumps to the ground, dead. Hunter, you did it. But we're not done yet. You look to Rinza, her back pressed against the balcony railing. She holds a dagger out at you, but her hand is shaking violently. Impossible! Put the knife down. Or meet your end here and now. How dare you threaten me? Deep down you're nothing but common stock. It's over, Renza. No, this isn't over until I win. Oh, you're gonna win death here in a second while I push you off. The world appears to slow as Renza lifts her arm into a throwing position. Her hand continues to shake as she tries to aim the knife. You only have seconds to react. Julia! You leap towards the balcony railing as Renza's wobbling dagger sails past you harmlessly. As you step back to regain your balance, your body presses over against the railing. You glance over your shoulder to the sprawling capital far, far below. Renza's face twists with rage. Do the stars favor a commoner so much? Why won't you lose? Renza rushes forward to push you over the balcony railing. Julia, I've got you! And her leaps behind you in a flash. Bracing you against the impact of Renza's attack, the unexpected support forces her off balance, careening her over the railing. Her hands just barely catch the ledge. She dangles precariously over the city far below. Looking through the railing, you can see that she won't last for long, but to try and help her would require crawling over the railing yourself. I'm gonna think about this one for a minute. Be right back. Okay. We can try and help her. Make her face justice the old-fashioned way. Or part of me says I'm so tired of people just, you know, doing their thing. Letting you... what's the word for it? Be evil bastards. I grow so tired of it. Oh, fine, Locum. We have to be, like, original and unique. And keep our moral compass where it is. Try to help. You rush to the railing. Hunter helps anchor you as you reach down and take Renza's hand. I've got you. After all that's happened, you're trying to save me? Despite your best efforts, Renza's hands begin to slide. There's no reason for more senseless death. I've already won. Is that what you think? Renza begins to laugh maniacally as her fingers slip through yours. You didn't win, Julia. I did. Not surprised, no feelings. Renza's hand slides from your tightest grip. It's not long before her body disappears in the darkness below. The world falls quiet, and you step back slowly, releasing the breath you'd been holding. You can't help but wonder what she meant. 1 week later. Please tell me that's the last document requiring my signature.
It is at least the last of that stack, Your Majesty.
Oh, there are stacks. Just then, Hunter shoves open the doors to your throne room. Caden and your sister just behind him. Everyone, leave us. The room empties, but for your 3 closest confidants. What did you learn? Are the reports true? Is Damon raising an army? It is as you feared. My father sent this statement to each of his bannermen. From what we can tell, it's been copied and posted at shops and homes across the kingdom.
House Pharaoh, hereby names Julia Rosario's usurper, having unjustly and dishonestly assumed the throne of our sacred kingdom. The conclave that elected her was, in fact, a corrupt farce. The results, illegitimate. The usurper queen seduced and manipulated the king regent to act in her favor, making farce of our laws and traditions. She stands by Caden Vescovi, self-professed murderer of a rightful queen and unrepentant sorcerer. When confronted with her own corruption by my daughter, Renza Pharaoh, Julia Rosario murdered her in cold blood rather than allow the Cordonian people to hear the truth. It is now the great sadness that I call upon all royal subjects of Cordonia to rise against this usurper, to cut out the corruption she has brought to the palace, and to save our kingdom. Lord Damon, head of House Pharaoh.
Lies! Knowing my father, he likely believes this is truth. A person who blindly believes their own truth is far more dangerous than a liar. What do you make of it, Your Majesty? This letter won't convince anyone. Will lead Cordonia into darkness. Is Lord Damien's death warrant. Will lead Cordonia into darkness. That is my fear as well. Warriors from across Cordonia already marched to answer my father's call. His own bannermen in House Vescovi are taking arms and preparing camps in the north as we speak. It won't be long before both houses march on the capital in force. House Rosario were merchants. We have the palace guard, but no true armies of our own. What of House Beaumont and House Navracus? Both pledged your side. Their numbers are roughly equal to House Pharaoh's and House Vescovi's. Then our power and Damon's are matched. Cordonian will divide in half. Nobles and their soldiers are not only the problem. The common folk will not know who or what to believe. They will undoubtedly be pulled into the conflict. Thousands would die on our sides and theirs. Civil war. A crown, a coronation, a shattering. Huh? Nothing, just something I heard once. We cannot let Cordonia fall to open war, no matter what the cost. I trust you three more than anyone. Tell me. Hunter, can we convince them to stand down? My father's daughter is dead. His legacy is in ashes. The head of House Vescovi is locked in your dungeon. No, I think if they were going to listen to reason, they would have already. Annalisa, can we fund a show of overwhelming force? Could we hire mercenaries from Dracovoia, appear so strong that they would be fools to attack us? From what Hunter and Caden have discovered, we don't even have half the time we would need. Even if we tried, I'm certain Damon would attack the moment he saw us moving troops, even higher ones. Caden, can we sabotage their efforts? Perhaps remove influential leaders or destroy key supplies? Nobles are better suited for trickery than open combat. They will be expecting subterfuge. I am confident we can outsmart them. Even so, the soldiers they command are motivated by an ideal. They will rise stronger in the face of setbacks. Will nothing work? If it comes to open conflict, we will win the day, but not without great loss. I will not choose between a war that sheds the blood of my people and a surrender that empowers the wicked. Tell us what to do. We stand behind you. The room falls silent. You close your eyes and feel the weight of your crown on your head. After a few moments, you take a deep breath and look up at your friends. I know what we have to do. The royal carriage rolls towards town. You sit inside with Hunter and your mother. I was happy that you called on me so soon after your coronation. I only wish it was purely social. As things stand, I have a favor to ask. Tell our driver where we can find your son. You want to see Fabian? Flora leads your driver to a city side street. A few merchants pass by as children play games and tag and catch. This is where Fabian works most days. Step outside, where you spy a young man standing behind an easel, painting. A well-dressed man stands beside him, tossing and catching a few pieces of gold. You decide to watch for a moment before announcing yourself.
My lady offers her compliments, Fabian. She finds your art most acceptable, despite your lack of formal training.
Thank your lady for her words. Finally, the man leans across your easel. Around his easel, you see his face for the first time. It is nothing but practice and imagination. Suddenly, an apple flies over Fabian's shoulder, colliding with the canvas and smearing its wet paint. Two playing children freeze in their tracks and look to the painting they've damaged in horror.
We didn't mean to!
You little monsters, look what you've done!
It's just an accident. The children. These things happen.
Fortunately for you, Fabian, my lady has a goodness of a noble. I shall pay you full price as agreed, despite what these brats have done.
I'm afraid the price is just doubled. The smear significantly improves the piece. Exactly the sort of abstraction it was missing.
Abstraction? But it's a realist landscape!
Thank goodness these two geniuses came along when they did. They really saved me from underselling my work.
We did? Yeah, we did.
The man pockets his money and stomps away as the children return to their game, giggling. Flora finally approaches you, and with you and Hunter a few steps behind. You should have taken the money, Fabian. It would have paid for a week's worth of food. Ah, Mother, I didn't see you there. Who is that with you? Is that the former King Regent? A pleasure to meet you. And the Queen? Fabian looks down at the paint on his hands and quickly attempts to clean it off. The Queen, yes, but also your cousin, sort of. Fabian stares at you in a wide-eyed confusion. If I explain what I mean, will you promise to begin blinking again? You invite Fabian to sit as you and Flora explain the truth of his birth. As you finish, Fabian stares down at the cobblestone. The Queen was my aunt, and my father sought to kill her? How is this all possible? I should have told you sooner. And my birth mother? She waits at the palace. She wishes to meet you, but only if that is something you want. If not, she will remain anonymous and leave you to the family you know. I see. Listen, Fabian, I know there is much for you to absorb, but there isn't much time. Time for what? I'm sorry, Your Majesty, I don't understand. I need you, Fabian. More importantly, your kingdom needs you. Needs me? But I'm no one. What could I ever do for Cordonia that you could not? Lead it. Julia. What? You're a rise, Fabian. The only living member of an undisputed royal line. I'm just an artist. And I was just a scribe until I stood when Cordonia needed me. And now she needs you. War is coming. I saw the notice. I read what it accuses you of. Those words are false. With no disrespect, Your Majesty, if they are lies, then why not fight back? The risks are too great. House Pharaoh and House Vescovi are going to march on the capital. We could meet them in open battle and win, but no war is won without cost. Heavy cost. If nothing changes, soldiers will march on the capital soon. Once that happens, it will be too late. You're only just telling me who I am, and in nearly the same breath, you're asking me to change everything. How do you know I would be any better than those trying to keep from the throne? I know because I saw you with those children. You have a selfless heart. There is no better trait for a leader. My life, my work, my art, all of it flows from a place of love and joy. Son, it is all so sudden, but how could I live with myself knowing that I could have stopped a war? Believe me when I tell you, there is no other way. If I could keep the crown I earned, I would. Fabian tilts his head and looks thoughtful for a moment. Maybe there is. I promise. We have thought through every strategy. Cordonia will remain united beneath a rise. When then a rise will have. Your Majesty, if it's not too forward of me to suggest, we could marry. Marry? What are you saying? Cordonia may need my name, but that is not the same as my leadership. Queen Julia, marry me and take my name as yours. I am flattered, but please, don't mistake my intent. This arrangement would have nothing to do with romance. We would ask nothing of each other. Our relationship would be born only politics, a desire for peace. You could keep your crown and your kingdom. I would spend my days painting. Excuse me for a moment. Fabian nods to you and steps away with Flora. I don't know what you're about to say, but you should know that I will stand behind you, anything you decide. You would stand behind... never marrying me? Hunter just smiles at you and takes your hand. I would abide anything, if it meant living in your heart. We would be together, but in secret. Our love could never be known to anyone but our closest allies. There is no obstacle we could not overcome, if this is what your heart desires. Very well then, I believe I have decided. At your call, Fabian and Flora return to hear your answer. I have decided One's a tough one. Because I worry about the implications. Is the crown that important? But we would surrender the crown to wicked people. Unless it was to surrender the crown to Fabian, but he doesn't want it. To marry Fabian and remain queen. You will not have my heart, but you will have my hand. I see. Then it is settled. We are to be wed? This was not how I saw this day unfolding when I woke up this morning. I cannot believe it. My son, King of Trocodonia. My heart is racing in my chest. Hunter gently pulls you aside. It was a good decision. This will not come between us. I swear it. I have no fear. Hunter takes your hands and kisses you. Fabian, we must return to the palace soon. I suppose I should come with you. You said my birth mother was there? She is. Have you decided if you'd like to meet her? There's so much to consider now. Honestly, I just don't know. Fabian nods to you and boards your carriage. Queen Julia, I know Fabian better than anyone. He needs to meet Elise. I know it will make him happy. I know Elise desires it more than anyone, but it is ultimately his decision. If you spent some time with Fabian, he'd warm to the idea, I know it. Many things are changing for him. I'm sure he could use a friend right now. I could do with getting to know the man I intend to marry, even if it's just political. Reconnect Elise with Fabian and grow closer to Cordonian's new king in this exclusive scene. Help? Fabe. Hello, Hiccup, how are you? You will. Once we arrive back at the palace, I'll speak with him. Later that day, you walk with Fabian through the dark halls of the palace, your footsteps tapping a solemn rhythm across the polished floors. So, this is the place. I have only just ever seen it from afar. It's beautiful. I'm glad you like it. It will be your home soon. He lets out a heavy sigh, running one hand through his shaggy hair. Is something wrong? Honestly, it's just all so overwhelming. How would you feel if one day someone told you that your mother was not your mother? And more than that, an artist, if no particular note, were meant to be king of all Cordonia. It seems so terrifying. Fabian lets out a grim chuckle. The last ruler of Cordonia was assassinated in her throne room. There's been at least one attempt on your life, and now you're abdicating to stop a war over your honor. When you put it like that... But beyond all that, there is simply so much to do, so much left to decide. Fabian clears his throat somewhat uncomfortably. For instance, there is the question of producing a heir. Yeah, that is a question. Rest assured, I expect nothing from you that you do not wish to give, but if you and I do not have a child, then we must come to some other arrangement. Fabian... I could be willing to have your child. Fabian stares at you eyes wide. I did not expect that to be the case. We had agreed that this was a marriage of alliance only. And I stand by that agreement. However, I do stand by my duty to my house and my country. Besides, we may not be in love, but that doesn't mean we cannot be good parents together. I must ask, what does Hunter think of this? That is something we will have to speak about, but I believe Hunter will understand. Just as I hope that, should you choose to take a secret lover of your own, they would understand too. Yes, we can only hope. I do wonder, how will all of this really work? Can we truly be royal couple in public while in secret relationships with others? Honestly, that would be the easy part. I hear this palace is positively riddled with secret passages. We'd hardly be the first monarchs to sneak secret lovers into our bedchambers late at night. I suppose you're probably right. Thank you, Lady Julia. You've given me much to think about. Reaching the main entryway, you pause for a moment on the landing of the central stairway. This was where I first met Queen Kendra. I didn't realize who she was at first. Annalisa was horrified. I wish I could have met her. Fabian walks slowly across the landing. Considering the array of paintings, he stops before a painting of a ferocious young woman in armor, brandishing her sword at the helm of a ship. I still can't believe all of this. I am Kendra's nephew. That means I am descendant from Queen Kenna Rise. Kenna Rise, who defeated the Iron Empire, single-handedly united the kingdoms of Credonia, rode dragons. The spelling of the name has changed, and who knows how many stories are true, but still, she's a hero of legend. It is a great deal to live up to, but I am confident you will be up to task. Confident, eh? You barely know me. True, but I have a good feeling about you. I fully believe, you can unite the kingdom. The people are tired of nobles squabbling and backstabbing each other over power. Now is the time for a leader who truly understands what his people need, because he understands what it's like to be them. Who better than you? You seem to think very highly of me, Lady Julia. You have given me no reason to think otherwise. I look forward to getting to know you, Fabian. We all do. Especially... You pause, biting your lip. Fabian takes a deep breath, seemingly unable to tear his eyes from the painting. Is she here in the palace? Yes, she's waiting for you if you're ready. Fabian nods and follows you up the grand staircase. You bring Fabian out to the balcony. At the far side, you see Elise looking out over the railing, twisting her hands together. Fabian's eyes, brow furrowed as his hands unconsciously mimic Elise's nervous motions. You do not have to speak to her yet, you know, if you're not ready. No, I mean, I am. I want to. It's just... What will we even talk about? I have never met this woman before. We are from different worlds. You could talk about... your father. Fabian nods, squeezing your shoulders in thanks. He walks over to Elise, who jerks stiffly to your attention. Hello! My name is Elise Rosario. I'm sure you already know that there's... Yes, they told me. Hello. Mother. None of the tension leaves Elise's shoulders, but a spark of desperate hope flickers in her eyes. I searched for you for a very long time, and now just look at you, already grown. I'm sorry, it's just so much. I'm sure you have many questions. I do. I wondered if you could tell me about my father. They told me what happened to him, but what was he like before, I mean? Elise's eyes seemed to look at something far away. He was not a kind man. At the end, his obsessions made him hateful, power-hungry. I see. Tentatively, Elise reaches out to touch Fabian's wrist. It wasn't always that way. When he first courted me, your father was a sweet and generous man. He used to send flowers to the estate, rare exotic blooms from places I'd never heard of. Some days my room was so full of them, it was like a garden. The two smile at each other, and you quietly begin to back away. As you reach the door, Elise shoots you a grateful smile and mouths two silent words. Thank you. You're welcome, Auntie. One month later. Following the announcement of the rise, Heir, Cordonians across the kingdom celebrated the discovery of Fabian and your marriage to him. His support lost, Lord Damon disbanded his armies, dispelled the threat of civil war once and for all. You stand in the throne room on the day of your husband's coronation. The head of every noble house stands in attention, even Lord Damon. It's time then? Kneel. Fabian lowers before you as you raise the crown above his head. You catch just a glimmer of nervousness and whisper to him, Fabian, I believe in you. Just before you place the crown on Fabian's head, he stops your hand and stands. The crowd gasps. Wait. What's wrong? Before I accept this solemn duty, I wish to say a few things about my wife, Queen Julia Rosario. She has led this kingdom alone now for barely more than a single month, and yet a queen should not be judged by the numbers of days she led. She should be judged by what she did with those days. In a short time, she faced impossible decisions, but when things became difficult, her resolve strengthened to meet the challenge. She chose her kingdom over herself, Such a truly selfless act cannot be taken for granted. So before I join the reign of this remarkable woman, I would like us all to recognize her for all she has done. Fabian. Fabian begins to clap, and one by one the court follows. Fabian takes her hand and raises it in the air. Queen Julia Rosario. A roar of applause engulfs the chamber. Hunter smiles, clapping the others from the back of the throne room. Queen Julia Rosario. You look around the room to their faces of your subjects, secure in the knowledge that your choice saved many of their lives, and the lives of those close to them. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Fabian winks to you and then kneels at your feet. The cheering continues as you lower the crown onto his head. That evening, it is once again time for a royal ball. It's time to celebrate a new king, Fabian Rise. You find Hunter at the side of the ballroom while Fabian dances. Queen Rise, how nice to see you. Briefly take note of who's nearby and remain careful that you interact with Hunter and does not draw suspicion. Queen Rise. There's a nice ring to it. I preferred Queen Julia Rosario, but it is possible I am biased. So much has changed and so quickly, and yet some things remain the same. Such as how I feel each time I see you. Every time we touch. Hunter, we must be careful. Hunter steps towards a wide column. Fabian nods for you to follow. You do so, and suddenly find yourself out of the sight of the rest of the ball. There, just a few steps, and it's our own private ballroom. And what would we do with such privacy? Hunter steps forward and places his hands against the side of your face, kissing you with reckless abandon. When he finally stops, you catch your breath as he whispers in your ear, I want you. Now, come with me. While the rest of the palace carries on the ballroom, Hunter guides you into your private bedroom and softly closes the door. It is moments like these that I am thankful Fabian and I keep separate bedrooms. You and I both. You've brought me here. Listen, Julia, I'm not proud of certain parts of my life. Do you mean becoming intimately involved with half of the court? And I wouldn't say it was half. It's because of the history that I've waited so long to feel ready with you. It was never special with anyone else, not in the way it should be. It wasn't love, this is. I feel the same way. I knew from the moment we met that our fates were destined to intertwine. Spending these last few months with you, as tumultuous as they have been, has been the greatest gift I have ever asked for. Hunter takes your hand and draws you close. You can feel his pulse and his fingertips, the warmth of his breath on your neck. Tonight I want to share all of me with you, if you'll have me. Share yourself with Hunter in this exclusive intimate scene, your last chance to spend time with him in this book. I'm going to assume period. Hang up to experience a magical evening with Hunter. You lean in, fervently kiss Hunter, your hands attacking the straps of his doublet. Hunter grips at the laces of your dress. Seeing you like this will never cease to amaze me. I was thinking the same. You fall on the bed together when you feel a cool object beneath you. It appears I left my mirror out. Roll Hunter's naked body into yours and lift the charm looking at the two of you in the mirror's glass. If I could capture this as a portrait, I would. A portrait, he says. I should pose, kissing him, holding his head against my bare chest, briefly pushing him out of the frame, kissing him. Keeping you both in the mirror, you lean over and kiss Hunter's cheek. If this were a portrait, I would want all who saw it to know how much I love you. Smiling, you pull Hunter in for a kiss, his arms wrapping tightly around you. Have you ever wondered what would happen if we both in the mirror when a gemstone is inserted? An interesting idea. Worst case scenario, we have the pleasure of undressing each other again. Hunter kisses your cheek and rubs your leg while you lay on the gems on the bed. As you bring the mirror close to them, your clothes do not change, but the gemstones begin to glow. What's happening? Magic in the stones has been activated, but seems to have nowhere to go. Slowly reach across the bed and touch a stone. This one is cold to the touch. This one besides it feels warm. You know, these could make for a wonderful massage. You just want an excuse to run your hands over me. Guilty as charged. Hunter, let your hands roam free. Roll over on your stomach, and Hunter digs his fingers along your back, kneading out the knots. I could do this all night. Hunter's fingers trail across your back before grabbing the cold gemstone. Wherever the stone roams, you feel muscles tense under the pleasing cold, leaving a tingling numbness as the stone drifts away. How does it feel? Cold, and in the right way. Hunter sets aside the stone, leaving you to lie with light prickling sensations running along your back. You barely feel the next gemstone on your skin until it activates the magic heat, melting away the numbness. Your body relaxes, sinking deeper into the bed. Relaxing. Like nothing else. We will see about that. Hunter sets the warming stone aside and rubs his hands. Feel warm from the stone down the length of your back. His fingers travel down your backside, tease along your thighs, then reach between your legs. Your back arches in relief. You found a spot that needs a lot of attention. I assure you it will be well attended. You bite your lip as you focus on the sensation of Hunter's fingers. Your eyes drift to the third Anu stone. What do you think the magic inside this last one does? Let's find out. Hunter picks up the dormant stone. He smiles mischievously as it lights up, vibrating between his fingers. We're going to enjoy this. He places the stone on the back of your neck. You feel the relaxing vibrations pulse through your shoulders, down across your body. Oh. It would appear we're in for a rare treat. Real treat would be feeling the gemstone used on me. Hunter slowly caresses your back with the vibrating stone. His hands inch lower, the pulsing reaches your waist, then travels slower still. You tense as tremors of pleasure ripple through your body. You're enjoying yourself. I am, but I want to feel stronger vibrations. As you wish. Hunter increases the intensity, sending an eruption of pleasure through your body. Seeing you wrapped in so much pleasure makes me want to join in and give you all of me. Yes, I want everything. Hunter hungrily pulls you close. You were to continue using the gemstones. The stones enhance our pleasure as you desire. You hold the stone against you, its tense, magical vibrations pulsing through your body. Hunter presses himself between your legs, his heat overlapping the pulse of the stone. Pleasure unfurls across your body. Anything for you. Hunter kisses you, keeping his rhythm as you struggle against the pleasure mounting inside of you. The bed shakes as he groans, gripping the sheets beside your face with white-knuckled intensity. Julia. Keep going. Hunter stares deeply in your eyes as he loses himself in a tension-shattering moan. The swelling sensation of his heat and the stone's movements are too much. You crash over the edge. The surge of pleasure subsides. You turn to find Hunter collapsed on the bed beside you, blissfully staring at you, eyes half open. Hello there, perfect. You smile and slip into your nightgown. You mean your perfect majesty? Of course, it's hard to remember anything. Who am I again? My love, that's all you need to know. You lean over and press a kiss onto Hunter's lips. It's all coming back to me now. I'm the luckiest man in the world. You're not the only one who's lucky. Then, was it everything you dreamt of? Our liaison together? It was better than anything I dreamed of. I'm sad that it ended. Only for now, Queen or not, we'll find more opportunities for moments like this. Then may our bounty of opportunities be plentiful. Snuggle against Hunter, resting your head on his shoulder. Let it be known, Julia Rosario, that I will love you until the end of time. As I will always love the one and only Hunter Ferreira, wherever our lives take us. You both lie back and look out into the distance together. I wonder what the future will bring. Funny you should ask. In the years following your marriage to Fabian, your aunts moved into the palace where they lived as esteemed members of the royal family. Zaya's painting was, at Annalise's insistence, brought along and hung in the position of honor within the great hall. Vasco, have you seen my peacock feather pen? Why do you write with something plucked from a burn? Real women communicate with their fists. Vasco was, of course, always close by.
I haven't seen anything of that description, your ladyship. I shall tender my resignation at once.
His repeated requests were summarily denied. Elise and Fabian slowly grew inseparably close. She taught her son the finer ways of court. She taught her sculpture and a hobby she carried to the end of her days. Starbucks remained by your side for the rest of his days. He and Lord Pompadour became the closest of friends and allies, united by their love of freshly cooked sausages, and you. Lord Pompadour proved himself born for the royal lifestyle, spending his days charming foreign dignitaries, fetching royal scepter, and napping on the throne. Annalisa remained in politics, serving the crown as a trusted counselor and Cordonia's Minister of Finance. Percival recovered from his injuries as soon as he was able to stand. His first act was to drop to one knee and propose to your sister. Will you, Miss Annalisa Rosario, give me, but a humble lord, the honor of a lawfully... Yes, shut up, yes! Thanks to the care he received at the palace, Percival was quick to return to the field and reclaim his title of champion of the Tournament of Flowers, remaining undefeated for 9 years straight. Emery never married, and went on to pioneer what she called philosophical celibacy. Over time, her myriad teachings attracted a small but zealous following. If you are not bothered, my friends, then you are not truly thinking. With Fabian on the throne, Theodosia managed to continue her gold laundering scheme, securing the futures of House Naracus for the generations to come. He spent years getting over Cyrus, but after much soul-searching, finally learned to love herself, not just to pretend to. Oh my god, I'm amazing! From that day forth, she held every potential suitor to that standard, vowing only to love someone who could love as much as she loved herself. She remained single until the end of her days. What? How did Olivia come to be a thing then? Seriously. House Vescovi was allowed to remain a court under the leadership of Osbert, and never was there a more faithful house to the crown. As a sign of her friendship and unity, you agreed to House Vescovi's request that Cyrus' fate be decided by King Fabian. After much careful consideration of Lord Cyrus's actions and activities, I hereby sentence him to death for his regicide, attempted murder, conspiracy, and treason against the crown. After the announcement, Caden surprised the court by petitioning the king for mercy on his half-brother's behalf, regaling Fabian with the tales of Cyrus as a good-hearted child. Fabian was moved by Caden's arguments and agreed to let Cyrus live out the remainder of his life in the dungeons. King Fabian, thank you for your benevolence and everything but there was a little issue on conjugal visits. Oh my god. Fabian's rule was marked by peace, reforms for the common classes, and construction of public works. All voices, not those of the nobility, must be heard. 80 years later, after a long and peaceful reign, Fabian died a natural death at an old age, passing the throne to his eldest heir. Bells of mourning chimed for 7 whole days. Though he would come to miss his friends, Caden traveled north in search of his mother, looking for the origin of his magic. It's just that, well, I'm gonna miss you, Julia. Teapot would go on to take his position as Crown Shield. Sunshine was placed in charge of training new recruits. Frisk disappeared after a small mob of scorned husband traced him to the capital. He has still not removed his helmet. I wonder what the future will bring. I think that I will travel the world, speak for Coronia. Am I invited on this whirlwind adventure? You are half the point. We will travel across the world together by carriage, horse, and by ship. We will travel to places where we do not have to hide our love so cautiously. We will take the things that Cordonia has learned and share them with our neighbors. We will visit foreign kings and queens. We will learn from them, writing Fabian of all we have learned and seen. and the world will be a better place, and peaceful place, because of our travels. I wonder if that is truly what the stars have in store for us. Damn the stars. Our lives are our own to lead. We are free to follow the path we choose, and who we follow it to. Hunter leans over and kisses you. As your lips meet, your past, present, and future condense in the single perfect moment. You are free from regret, free from fear, free from worry. You are Hunter's. Hunter is yours. No matter what follows, that will never change. Thank you for playing Royal Masquerade. Barely any thought went into this ending. I'm serious. You could tell it was very rushed. Anyway, without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description below, links to social media, Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. It's very much appreciated. Speaking of which, I hope you all are having a fantastic day. Today is Friday. The weekend is finally here. Yay. Monday. I think baby bump's going on. I could be wrong. I will be late, as I have an appointment with my doctor. Aside from that, I will be streaming on Twitch all this weekend. Remember, Bloodbound comes out tomorrow. And, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Please support this channel. I said something to my Discord yesterday, and I will say it to you. If you were told you had one day left, and you typically would want to spend it with those that mean the most to you, I'm speaking to you right now. That's right. You mean the most to me. There is really nothing left in my life besides my two special needs brothers, and while they know I love them, there's just other things I'm doing with my life, you know? Anyway, thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for being a part of my life. And I'll catch you later. Peace.